All right, we're getting interactive. Mapiso Sibidi. Hello, Maps.
Hello, Izzy.
Maps don't lie. I haven't called you that in a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, happy Friday, first of all.
Friday.
Yeah, you know how to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. Send us a WhatsApp message on 055-815-7074. Now, the Attorney General has laid a bill before Parliament to specifically deal with politically related violence known locally as political vigilantism. Now, appearing in the House on Thursday, Gloria Akufa appealed to the MPs to consider the bill under a certificate of urgency. Now, there have been a lot of hashtags and campaigns to end this menace, but we've been asking you to share your thoughts on this bill.
I think it's a good start and a good beginning for the country, but its effectiveness will be dependent on we the citizens and the law enforcement agencies. Laws can be made, and there are a lot of laws which have been made yet are not properly enforced. So the bill is one of those laws. If you want to see its effectiveness, then the citizenry and the entire law enforcement agencies must ensure that it is being effective. That's all.
We have so many laws in our countries which are not being implemented. So I don't see the essence of they passing this law. Let's see how it goes. If it's going to be implemented and it's going to be work for we the citizens, because this vigilante group is not helping all of us as a country.
Parliament is doing their best, but you know, as citizens as we are, they will try their best, but in my knowledge, I know it's not going to yield any results. Because aside all that is happening, you realize that the main politicians who come out publicly to claim as if they want it to stop, they'll go secretly, and it is the same people who form it.
Well, the two parties all are beneficiaries of it, and it will be very difficult to stop it, because none of them believe in the Electoral Commission since the year 1992. Nobody have believed in the police and the Electoral Commission. If they really want to prove it, let's test it during the 2020 election. Nobody should bring any vigilantism to the polling station. They should let the police and the EC do their work. Finish.
Let's go to Facebook and see what you have been saying. We'll start with El Taniel, who says, I don't have a problem with that, but my challenge and problem is that when passed into law, will our leaders enforce and implement it? We have numerous laws in the country, but they are not being enforced. How are we sure this won't pass through the same thing?
Alexander Konedu says, we are waiting for them to pass it and know whether it will work or not, because Ghana laws, that's not working for nowadays. By Jeremiah says, it will surely make joining vigilante groups very unattractive. Implementation and enforcement is what we will monitor with keen interest. And Anok Kweku says it should be passed.
Well, the minority MPs were also reacting to this bill, and we posted that on our Facebook page. Let's see what they've been saying. We'll start with Stephen Kwashi, who says, we know they will not say anything good but MPP, but they can't bring any good policy. They will only destroy things but bring things.
Cozy says, Abba, so this NDC people cannot contribute meaningfully to any issue. What do you need Peace Council in the bill for? And there's one reply there. Let's see if we can get that reply out. But Cozy comes back again and says, now, based on the comments passed by the minority, I can say there is nothing in them to contribute to the well-being of Mother Ghana. And so there was a reply to Cozy. Haj Barrow says, should your stance always be partisan? All right. Leslie Mark says, NDC thrives on vigilantism, so that's why we're kicking against the bill. And Mboti says, you cannot deal with vigilantism without dealing with its foundation, land guard system. Consider that in the bill.
Now, how do you react when your boss, client, or co-worker touches you inappropriately, makes you feel or says something uncomfortable, or generally creeps you out? Gender-based discrimination or sexual harassment was one of the topics discussed at Thursday's Glitz Africa Female CEO breakfast meeting in Accra. Amongst the stories shared was this one of a professional woman who was forced to act like a tomboy just to avoid being harassed at her workplace.
many instances, I had to act like a tomboy so that the boys and whatever it is wouldn't bully me. I had to act like one of the, oh yeah, chale enkoto wache, whatever it is, in order so that I wasn't perhaps maybe not as attractive.
Now, sexual harassment is not just, even, they think that it's sex, as in rape, penetration, excuse me to say, but we have to teach. If somebody slaps your bum, it's not a compliment. But some of the women at work think, oh, sir. So that means, like, I'm the special one because you chose me to slap my bum. And how dare I even report it? This is what we have to teach. What is sexual harassment? And don't be afraid to lose your job. Don't be afraid to walk away.
Now, after this meeting, a couple of colleagues and I had a conversation about sexual harassment in the workplace.
Right.
And someone said, well, these ladies are complaining about what we've been doing all this time and nobody complains, So there was a banter about what sexual harassment actually means. What's your understanding of sexual harassment? Because someone was saying that just because you feel sexually harassed, I don't. Yeah.
Well, you can look at that as well.
Yeah.
But you also did you also consider the fact that there are some males who also get harassed by their females?
I didn't say female.
That conversation didn't come up.
No, we were just talking about sexual harassment.
Okay.
We didn't say MAPS as a female or Israelite. We were saying sexual harassment
but
in the workplace.
But you can see that the males also get harassed.
Yes, we can, but we shouldn't also not talk about the fact that females are also getting harassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So as you talk about yours, we'll also talk about ours.
All right, cool. But
should I talk about my harassment right now?
Do you want to? Do you want to?
Hold on.
Because another thing is that why we don't talk about the male sexual harassment is that males, they make fun of it. They joke about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Maps touched my shoulder. I feel harassed.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But Izzy touched my shoulder and I feel harassed. You understand? Yeah. So, well, we've been asking people on the streets of Accra what your understanding of sexual harassment is, and here's what they had to say.
You are being forced to have sex whilst your interest is not in it. Yeah.
So it's about inducing somebody wrongfully or getting to have sex with somebody without the person not being ready for it, or try to entice me with something that he or she might not be ready for it.
Sexual harassment, I read a little bit about the Constitution in a way. I also read about the labor law, who talks about sexual harassment. Okay, what I understand is maybe a lady is looking for a job. You prefer sleeping with the lady before giving her a job, or maybe working with the colleagues in the office. Try to propose a love to her. When she refuses, a little mistake she's stuck off from the office. That's how I understand it.
Sexual harassment is just the ability of one, whether at work or in the house, to make suggestions or connotations that seems to suggest wrongdoing on behalf to the opposite sex. So if you are in an institution with somebody and then you try to make passes or pass comments or touch them inappropriately, that is sexual harassment.
I think the first thing that comes into mind is you being raped by somebody. Yeah.
It's not a good thing, but I think that it has something to do with the cultural aspect of the people, how we see women, how we position women in our minds, and think that they are sexual objects. That's all these, I think, have impact. And so culturally, we need more education and then disabuse the minds of the people as well.
I really liked what the last guy said.
Yeah.
Culture. Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. But let's go to Facebook and see what you've been saying.
Jeremiah says, making inappropriate sexual remarks, both physical and emotional, against the opposite sex, especially in the area of job opportunities. Then dear Simon says, any untoward and non-consensual act that drives sexual pleasure. Saitro the Maestro says, I think it's when one provokes another sexually. Gilbert says, it simply has to do with any attempt by anyone to have sexual relations with another person who is not in agreement to that, or exposing certain parts of your body that disturbs others sexually. Most people perceive it to be done by males. Nevertheless, it is not limited to males. Females even do it more. Big ups to my guys in Jirapa. And Edu Jenfi says, showing your sremu and a worm to make us abuse our trouser from. Okay, you didn't finish it. Benfo says, when a lady refuses to use sex for a longer period of time, really? Trying to take advantage of, to take sexual advantage of someone without the person's consent. That's Philip's understanding. Omar Sher says, it's about power, not sex. Frank Krang says, intentionally invading into one's privacy and constantly persuading the person into having sexual intercourse. Ali Muhammad says, it's when a person tries so hard to seduce the opposite side by wearing clothes that will by all means attract attention or do something that will attract someone's attention. Elisa Ruhula just ends it and says, miniskirt. How can miniskirt be sexual harassment? Anyway, but at this rate, I feel the sexual harassment could be anything that somebody complains about. And it can actually happen after the fact. So something can happen, the person won't complain immediately, but can go and complain to somebody else, maybe a superior, if it's an office environment, and say, this person sexually harassed me. And they're just going to lay it out. And if it's found out that, yes, what you did
was sexual harassment,
or it's confirmed that it happened, that's it.
Okay, the confirmation part is a bit tricky, but we won't get into that.
You know?
We won't get into that. But also, just because I didn't say it and I said it to someone else, it is sexual harassment. Maybe I'm afraid of you. You don't know that, yeah?
That's also,
a part of it.
Yeah,
all right. But you know how to keep the conversation going on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. Send us a WhatsApp message for the whole week, 055-815-7074. I'm Peter CBD, and have yourself an awesome weekend.
Thank you very much.